What's up, Larry? So, just going over a few exercises. We'll start with the toe touch to overhead reach. So, feet together, knees locked, reach down to the floor. Remember to breathe out, arms overhead. Okay, just keep it nice and fluid. 8 to 10 reps. And then you're good. And feel free to pause the video because I'm not going to do the whole thing with you in the video. Just go at your own pace. But then we're going to do our single leg hip circle. So hold on to something, knee comes up, bring it out, around and back. I'm trying to draw a circle through that hip joint. We're going to go 5 one way, and then we're going to go 5 back the other way. So instead of coming up, we're going to bring it back, bring it around. And try not to get the whole body going, just really get the motion through that hip. And you do the same thing on the other side. You can stand further away, just create enough space. You can do the hip circles or turn around and face the other direction. Next one's going to be your wrist circles. So we got this kind of prayer position with the hands. We're going to open up, bring the fingertips away from you, circle it back towards you, and then around. But stay nice and tall. You don't have to bend like I did. Just we're focusing on that wrist joint. 5 reps one way, and then we're going to do 5 reps the other way. So instead of going out away from you, they're going to come back towards you, open up the palm, fingertips towards you, around, and away. 5 and 5. Okay, do 2-3 sets of that, and you can move on. So the next set of 3 exercises we're going to do is going to be our wall extensions, wall slides, and pendulums. So wall extensions, hands against the wall. Feet can be relatively far apart, and you can always gauge if you feel more comfortable closer or further away. But you're basically just going to drive your hips back. I'm going to push my chest towards the ground, trying to get that good extension through my mid-back. I'm going to come up nice and tall. So from at a different angle, I'm here, but my hands will be against the wall. And come back up. I like to think about driving my hands into the wall and pushing my hips back, and play around with the height of your hands. Sometimes people like it a little higher, some people like it a little bit lower. We're all built different, so you decide. But I usually just tend to go just straight out from shoulder height. Wall slides, which I remember your favorite. So my back is against the wall, butt's on the wall. Try to create a nice flat back. It's okay if the lower back's slightly arched, totally fine. Head against the wall, and we're sliding up. So at a different angle, pretend I'm against the wall, just sliding up and down. One of those really easy looking exercises, but pretty hard. But key thing is here is just don't shrug up to gain more range of motion. So keep those traps and the shoulders down as you slide your hands against the wall. 8 to 10 on that one as well. Then we got the pendulums, so just find something to hold on to, have enough space so I'm not going to kick the wall or anything else. And this is another one we don't want the whole body going in, we're just trying to get motion through that hip. 10 reps per side. And you can either turn around and just work on the outside leg. So 10 per side. And then we also got the one where we're on the inside, so still holding on to something. Foot comes up and then out. So a different angle. Okay, 10 and 10, or until you just feel looser than you did. So another one, you can do 2 to 3 sets of that. All right, last one of the standing stuff. We're gonna do our power down robot. So it looks pretty similar to the toe touch to overhead reach. This one I'm not super restrictive on where your feet are. They can be together or they can be hip width apart, whatever you feel like. But I'm going to take my shoulders, hands can be anywhere, but I'm going to rotate them to one side, let the hands just dangle, droop down so my hands are kind of the outside of the side. If I rotate to the left, they're outside of the left side. I'm going to bring it around, back to the other side, come back up, just go nice and slow. Easy one to start getting dizzy on. Just remember to breathe. especially when you start to feel that stretch. You want to breathe out. Do anywhere between 3 and 5 reps, go in one direction, and I'm going to start doing the other side. So I'll rotate the other side, droop it down. Knees should stay locked. Breathe out. Come back up and then repeat. 3 to 5 each way. Should feel a good stretch behind the legs and into the lower back. And then ankle circles. See if I can get a good angle. Feet can be right there, just off the ground, but I'm gonna do ankle circles. Think about pointing the toe, bringing it around. You can either start clockwise or counterclockwise because we're gonna go both. So I'm gonna just make a circle with that ankle going 5 one way and then 5 the opposite way. Again, the bigger the circle, the better. And that should take care of all the standing stuff. So I'm just gonna change angles real quick. Low budget here, but it'll work. Okay, we got our supine twist. So I'm on my back. Legs just straight out relaxed, head's relaxed. I'm gonna bring one knee up. So if I bring my right knee up, I'm gonna take my left hand, grab the outside of my right knee, bring it across. It's okay if this same side shoulder rolls up, just try to relax into it. Take a couple deep breaths. And then come back, alternate sides, so that my left leg comes up. Grab the outside of that knee with the opposite hand, so left knee, right hand, bring it across. Again, it's okay if that same side shoulder rolls up. Just try to relax into it, relax the shoulders, focus on the breathing, so on and so forth. You can get that knee to the ground, good. Don't worry, don't feel like you have to, but that would require more mobility if you do. Alternate sides, 5 a side should be plenty. If you want to go up to 8, that's fine too. But since you're going to do multiple sets, I think 5 is a good number. Okay, next one is going to be open book. So now I'm on my side. My knees are about parallel to the hip. It's okay if they're further down. Arms just coming straight out of the shoulders. They don't have to be up higher or lower, just straight out. And then from here, I'm just going to open up just as it sounds. Open book. I'm a little limited in space here, but I'm basically just trying to open up my chest. Follow your hand with your eyes, bring it back, relax the head, a couple deep breaths. Important to keep this knee in contact with the ground and this knee in contact with the other knee. So if I open up and this starts to happen, I'm not gaining range of motion through my shoulders, I'm gaining range of motion through my hips. So just leave these together as best you can. Open up, breathe in and out. Again, 5 to 8 reps. And then I would just switch sides. Okay. Active figure 4 stretch. So knees are bent. I'm going to cross one foot to my knee. So if I take my right foot, I'm going to place it on my left knee. And then basically I'm going to lift my left foot off the floor and drive my left knee back, which in turn will stretch out my right hip. I should feel a stretch in that psoas. And I'll just place it back on the floor and then bring it back. Just try to keep that lower back pressed into the ground, so I don't want a bunch of arching happening in my lower back. So press it down, abs on, drive this knee back towards my chest, but you'll feel a stretch in the side that's crossed. Keep the rep count the same, about 5 to 8 reps. You don't need to hold this for any particular amount of time. Just get in, get out. Maybe a deep breath or 2. 5 to 8 reps on each side. Again, those are your 3, so then just do another set or 2. Okay, next one. Next set of 3 is we're going to do our hip flexor stretch. So I want to tuck my tail, squeeze my glute. I'm going to drive my hips forward. You can keep your hands on your leg just for some balance. Different angle, tuck the tail, squeeze the glute. Do about 5 reps like so. You should feel a stretch on that kneeling side. And we also did the variation where we took this leg out, just took a step out to the side, and then drove the knee past the toes, doing about 5 reps, and then took another step out until we got to this kind of half of a 3D box going. So from a different angle, just taking a step out, drive, another step out, drive, another step out, drive. But do 5 reps at each position. Try to keep yourself pretty square to the kneeling leg, so I'm not rotating my chest towards the one that's been moving, so I'm still here, driving that knee over the toes, keeping my foot flat on the floor. Okay, then we did bridges. So kind of back to that active figure 4 position. So I'm not gonna cross anything. So I'm here. All I'm gonna do is drive my hips up, squeeze my glutes, hips back down. Keep your feet pretty close to you so we're not getting them super far away. Feet should be about hip width apart, nothing fancy. Abs on, just get those nice and tight. Drive up through your feet and your hips. Squeeze the glutes, palms on the ground. Place it back on the floor. Don't have to overcomplicate anything. Just activating those hips. 8 to 10 on those. Then we're gonna do a cat-cow. So we're in what's called the quadruped position. This is one where we're trying to flatten out. You had a really easy time flattening out. Had a little bit more hard time trying to arch and flex the spine. Just focus on the spine, moving each vertebrae, breathing in and out at each position, trying to move each single vertebrae in that spine from your lower back to your mid back, all the way up to your neck. Okay, 8 reps of each, flexing and extending. Take your time. Okay, those are the 3. And do 1 to 2, even up to 3 sets of that. Okay, next set of exercises, thread the needle. So we're gonna start in that half kneeling or hip flexor position. We're gonna take a big step out with this one. Same side that I'm kneeling with, I'm gonna have my hand on the ground in line with that knee. So a different position, I look like so. I'm going to thread through. If I thread through, I don't want this knee collapsing, so keep it from, do your best keep it from going inward. So press it out, thread through, rotate, and keep your eyes on your hand, and we're gonna bring the hand back as far as you can. So we're trying to get that good rotation through your shoulders and your mid spine. 5 and 5, and then you'll switch sides, same thing. Same side you're kneeling on, same hand goes there, just leave some room. Rotate through for 5 reps. Okay, straight leg crossover. So we're on our back, legs are straight out. I'm gonna bring one leg up and back, and I'm gonna bring it across. Arms are just out to the side. If you have enough room, do both or alternate sides. If you only have space to do one side and then just move over. Okay, 5 aside. All right, last one of this one is adductor rocking. So start here, leg just goes straight out to the side, locked. I'm on the side of my foot, so my foot isn't flat on the floor, just the side. Different angle, straight out, hands on the ground. Try to keep the hips up nice and high, nice flat back, and I'm just going to sit back. You should feel a stretch in that straight leg. Sit back, come forward. You can push through your hands. Breathe in when you come up, breathe out when you sit back. Okay, 5 to 8 on that. Then repeat those 3. Thread the needle, straight leg crossover, and your adductor rocking. All right, last set is gonna be leg pumps. Names aren't super important. So I'm on my back, legs can start Again, just straight out relax. My feet are on the floor. I'm gonna bring one knee up, just add some support. You don't need to hug it up, just support that leg. Toes back towards the shin, so I'm not pointed forward. Toes back towards the shin. I'm going to think about flexing my quad or my thigh muscle as I straighten out my leg as best I can. And then we're going to point and flex the toe with the straightest leg we can get. Just make sure the head and neck are relaxed, you're still able to breathe. And I'm going to do 8 reps each of pointing and flexing back. Once I do that, relax. Same thing on the other side. Straighten out, point, flex. 8 reps each. Okay, next one. Start into that bent knee position, still on my back. Kind of like we're getting into our figure 4 stretch again. But this time I'm just going to collapse my legs side to side. So let gravity do the work. Just going to bring it off to the side and to the other side. And let the weight of this foot and leg kind of help just push down that knee. Just relax into it. You can feel stretched down through the lower back into the hip. Play around with this foot placement. So if you want to be nice and close, maybe feel better stretch there or further away. Either is fine. As long as you feel a good stretch, there's no pain. And just collapse side to side. If you're really tight, stay in that one position, get that good stretch, do a few deep breaths. Once you do 5 each way, switch sides, same thing. Collapse. Alternate sides. 5 each way. Okay, last one is going to be your pigeon stretch. So we're back to our quadruped position. And we're going to, from a different angle, I'm going to rotate my foot inward. With that opposite one, I'm going to bring across and back. I'll feel the one that I rotated in. Come back. Switch sides, boom, boom. Different angle, rotate in, come at an angle back. Should feel stretch back here. The further I drive that foot back, the better. Back. Alternate sides, 5 aside. And you can mix and match any of these 3 sets together. You can change up the exercise you do, pick your favorites, the ones that you feel the most are most beneficial to you. But they all work for a good warm-up for pickleball, all that good stuff. All right, I'll see you tomorrow.